You've done the hard work. The experiments are done. The data is in. But now comes the real challenge. How do you turn all of that into a research paper? A compelling presentation? A message that actually makes an impact? What if I told you that artificial intelligence could be your secret writing partner, helping you write better, faster, and for any audience? In this episode of AI for Research, we'll show you exactly how to use AI to write and communicate your findings like a pro. Hi there. Welcome to Idea X Hub. I am Sukhdev Singh. This channel is your space to explore how AI can boost your personal and professional productivity. This video is part of our special series, AI for Research, where we walk through how AI can assist at every stage of your research journey. In this 6th episode, we'll be focusing on writing and communicating findings with AI, a crucial step where your research transforms into impact. Whether you are preparing a thesis, drafting a research paper, or presenting your results to a wider audience, this episode is packed with practical insights and tools. Let's dive in. So, you've collected your data, done your analysis, maybe even created a few charts. Now comes one of the most important parts of the research process, explaining what it all means in a way that others can understand and appreciate. This is what we call research writing and communication. It's not just about writing a paper, it's about telling the story of your research. What questions did you explore? How did you go about it? What did you discover? And why should anyone care? Let's break it down. First, you need to document your methods and results. This means clearly describing how you did your research, what tools you used, how you collected your data, and what results you got. This step is crucial because it helps others evaluate your work and even try to replicate it if needed. Next, you move on to presenting your arguments and interpretations. This is where you explain why your findings matter. You connect the dots, highlight patterns, and show how your research contributes to the bigger picture. This is often the most creative and intellectual part, where your unique insights really shine. Then comes the part that's often underestimated, sharing your findings with different audiences. If you are writing for academic journals, your tone will be formal and technical. If you are presenting at a conference, you'll be speaking to peers and specialists. But if you are writing a blog post, preparing a lay summary, or creating a social media post, you need to simplify things and focus on what's most relevant or exciting for the general public. The key is to tailor your message for whoever is listening. Each of these formats requires a different tone, level of technical detail, and communication style. That's where AI can be a powerful ally. It can help you tailor your research to fit each. Why does all this matter? Because good communication is what gives your research a life beyond your notebook. It can help you get published in respected journals, attract funding or institutional support, influence public policy, educate a wider audience, or even start new conversations and collaborations with other researchers or industries. In short, research doesn't truly make an impact until it's communicated well. Writing and communication are the bridges between your ideas and the real world. When it comes to academic writing, there's a common structure that most research papers follow. It's called the IMRAD format, which stands for Introduction. What's the problem you are trying to solve? Why is this issue important, and what's already known about it? This is where you set the stage. Methods. How did you carry out your research? What steps did you take to collect and analyze your data? This part helps others understand and trust your process. Results. What did you actually find? This is where you present the facts, the data, the numbers, without too much interpretation. Discussion. So what do your findings mean? Why do they matter? How do they compare to what others have found, and what might happen next? This format is super helpful because it brings structure and clarity to your work. But here's the thing, not every format follows IMRAD. When you are writing for a blog, creating a slide deck, or putting together a social media post, you might simplify this structure or even rearrange it. And that's totally fine, as long as your message is clear, logical, and easy to follow. But let's be honest, writing well is hard. Especially when you are racing against deadlines or juggling other responsibilities. That's where AI tools can really make a difference. They can help you organize your thoughts, rephrase your sentences for clarity, adapt your content for different formats, and even check for tone or grammar, saving you time and effort while keeping your message sharp. Let's get one thing clear, AI is not here to replace you. It's not trying to take over your work or creativity. Instead, AI is here to assist you, to make your work easier, faster, and maybe even a bit more fun. Think of it as a smart assistant that's always ready to help. Whether you are stuck on how to phrase a complex idea, need help organizing your thoughts, or want to adapt your writing for a different audience, AI can step in and support you. So, how exactly can it help? Let's take a look at some practical ways AI tools can make research writing and communication a lot smoother. Drafting and editing. Let's start with one of the most time-consuming parts of research writing, drafting and editing. Now, this is where AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude can be incredibly helpful. They're not just for answering questions, they can actually assist you in shaping your writing. For example, got a bunch of bullet points but don't know how to turn them into proper paragraphs? Just feed them into an AI tool, and it can help you expand them into clear, structured text. Not happy with how a sentence sounds? You can ask AI to rephrase it, maybe to make it clearer, more concise, or better suited to your audience. Writing an abstract or summary. These tools can generate multiple versions of it, one for a formal journal, another for a blog post, and maybe even a simplified one for social media. Super useful when you need to say the same thing in different ways. In short, AI can take a rough draft and help polish it into something much more professional, and it can do it fast. Grammar and style correction. Once your draft is ready, the next step is polishing it, and that's where grammar and style tools come in. Tools like Grammarly, Quillbot, and WordTune are great companions for this stage. They don't just catch typos, they actually help you write better. Here's what they can do. First, they fix grammar, spelling, and punctuation mistakes, the little things that are easy to miss, especially when you've been staring at the same text for hours. Then, they help you improve the flow of your writing. If a sentence sounds awkward or too long, these tools suggest smoother alternatives to make your message more natural and easier to read. And if you've written something a bit too complex or technical, they can simplify or restructure it without losing the meaning. In short, these tools act like your personal editor, helping you clean up and tighten your writing so it's clear, polished, and professional. Summarization. Let's face it, research papers can be long and dense. Sometimes you just need to get to the point quickly, whether you are reviewing someone else's work or summarizing your own. That's where AI summarization tools like SCI Summary, TLDRTs, or Explain Paper can really help. Here's how they can be useful. They can summarize long research papers into shorter, more manageable versions, saving you hours of reading time. These tools are smart enough to extract the key points and core insights, so you don't miss what's really important. And if you are trying to explain your research to a non-specialist audience, they can rewrite the content in simpler, more accessible language, great for blog posts, lay summaries, or even quick presentations. In short, these tools help you cut through the clutter and focus on what truly matters, whether you are consuming research or communicating it. Visual and multimedia support. Sometimes, words alone aren't enough, especially when you are trying to make your research more engaging or easier to understand. That's where visual and multimedia tools come into play. If you want to design posters, infographics, or visual abstracts, tools like Canva, Visme, or Beautiful.ai make it easy, even if you are not a designer. They offer ready-made templates, icons, and charts to help you present complex ideas visually and clearly. Want to create something more dynamic? Tools like Gamma or Tome let you turn your research results into interactive presentations. They're a great alternative to traditional slides, especially if you are presenting online or want something that feels more modern. And for a creative edge, you can combine ChatGPT with image generators like DALL-E or Midjourney. These tools can help you produce concept art, data illustrations, or visuals that explain abstract ideas, perfect for making your content stand out on social media or in educational videos. In short, visuals don't just make your work look good, they help people understand and remember what you are trying to say. Multilingual and inclusive communication. Research isn't just for experts, and it shouldn't be limited to one language or one audience. If you want your work to reach diverse and global audiences, inclusive communication is key. For starters, you can translate your content using tools like DeepL or Google Translate. They're surprisingly accurate these days and can help you make your research available in multiple languages, great for reaching international readers. You can also use ChatGPT to rewrite your content for different groups. For example, you might simplify a technical summary for high school students, adapt a report for policymakers, or create a plain language version for the general public. The goal is to make your research not just understandable, but truly accessible, no matter who's reading it. Because when more people can connect with your work, your impact grows. Social media and content sharing. Once your research is written, summarized, and polished, it's time to share it with the world. And social media is a great place to do that. Tools like ChatGPT or Jasper can help you write engaging Twitter threads, LinkedIn updates, or even short video scripts that highlight the key takeaways from your work. Want to turn your research into a video? Platforms like Pictree, Lumen 5, or InVideo can take your text and turn it into short, visually appealing videos, perfect for YouTube, Instagram, or WhatsApp. And if you want to add a professional touch, you can use voice tools like Audio or 11 Labs to create realistic voiceovers, in your own voice or someone else's. The result? Your research becomes easier to share, more engaging, and more likely to reach the people who need to see it. Let's bring all of this to life with a simple example. Imagine you've just completed a research study on urban air quality. Great job! Now, the next step is sharing your findings with different audiences. And here's how AI can help you scale that effort without burning out. Academic journal article. Start with the formal write-up. You can use ChatGPT to help draft your introduction, methods, or even your conclusion. Then, polish everything with tools like Grammarly to fix grammar, improve tone, and make sure it sounds professional. Conference presentation. Need slides for an upcoming talk? Try Gamma to quickly turn your findings into a clean, modern presentation. You just input your points, and it helps you build a deck that actually looks good. Infographic for public awareness. Want to reach a wider audience? Use Canva to create a simple infographic showing key statistics, causes, and tips related to air pollution. Add AI-generated icons or illustrations to make it visually appealing. Blog post. Looking to share your insights in a more casual tone? Just ask ChatGPT to write a 500-word blog post based on your paper, something suitable for platforms like Medium or Substack. Twitter thread. Need a quick social media summary? Use Jasper to turn your main findings into a 5 to 7 tweet thread, perfect for grabbing attention and starting conversations on Twitter or LinkedIn. YouTube summary video. Want to go multimedia? Ask ChatGPT to write a video script, then use a tool like Pictree to turn that script into a short, engaging video with visuals and voiceover. One research project. 6 different formats. Different audiences, different platforms, but all powered by AI. It's not about doing more work, it's about scaling your impact with the help of smart tools. Before you dive headfirst into using AI for your research writing and communication, here are a few important tips to keep in mind. Always fact-check AI outputs. AI can sound confident, even when it's wrong. So, make sure to verify any facts, stats, or references it gives you. Edit and personalize before you publish. Think of AI as your first draft buddy. The final voice should still be yours, especially if you want your work to feel authentic and credible. Give credit where it's due. If your journal, university, or institution requires it, acknowledge the use of AI tools in your process. Transparency matters. Protect your data and follow guidelines. Be careful about sharing sensitive or unpublished research data with AI tools. Always check the privacy settings and follow any relevant policies. And finally, remember, use AI as your co-pilot, not your autopilot. It's here to support your thinking, not replace it. Final thoughts. Writing and sharing your research findings doesn't have to feel like a burden anymore, it's actually an opportunity. An opportunity to make your work clearer, more creative, and more impactful. With the help of AI, you can express complex ideas in simple ways, reach wider audiences, and focus more on what matters most, your thinking. Let AI handle the busy work, the formatting, the rephrasing, the summaries. So you can stay in the zone of ideas, insights, and innovation. Because your research deserves to be seen, understood, and remembered. Like, subscribe for more AI tips, or share this with a fellow researcher. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Idea X Hub. It helps me reach more people like you. Up next in our AI for Research series. Disseminating Research with AI, where we'll dive into how to take your message beyond the academic world and make a real-world impact. Thanks for watching, and remember, your research deserves to be heard.